What is your RAS? It's funny? My freedom is funny to you?
To come inside of our house? Are you kidding me?
Why are you in our house?
You see the marked police cars in front of your house.
For what?
For you.
You said my door was open? Yeah. There's cameras all over here, buddy.
No, thank you.
Yes.
No, thank you.
No, come here.
Are you detaining me, sir?
Yes, I am. Stop.
For what crime?
Stop. I'm detaining you. Turn around.
For what suspicion? What is your reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime?
Back in September 2014, there was a police accountability march in Lynn, Massachusetts, and Miss Bay, an independent journalist working for the Bay State Examiner, was present at the event.
I need your name and badge number, sir. Officer, I need your name and badge number. Excuse me.
While following the protest, she decided to approach a police car to request the officer's identification. Allegedly, the car struck her. 3 days later, she went to the Lynn police station to record a video of the car she believed was involved and report the incident. However, an unidentified officer forced her to leave, claiming she was trespassing in a secure area.
Guys, this is private property. You gotta get
This is public property. Your police station. Come on now.
After the incident, she entered the police station to file a complaint, but the officers present declined to reveal their identities and even threatened her with arrest.
IDs?
Can I have yours?
I don't have one on me.
Oh, all right.
Well, go to the chief.
Despite seeking answers and filing a complaint, the Lynn Police and the City Records Department ignored her struggles. Frustrated by the lack of response, she decided to use her platform to bring attention to her experiences and shed light on the issue.
Asking you once again to leave this station.
I would prefer not to. I'm still
I
filming
don't
this
care
for
what you would
news
prefer
gathering
to do.
purposes.
I don't care what you would prefer to do. You were causing a disturbance in this public lobby of the station with your actions and your...
The public became interested in the story, putting pressure on the department to take action. As a result, they announced an internal review of the incident. On January 15, 2023 in Pittsburgh, the police pulled over T-Ron West during a regular traffic stop. The reason for the stop was because he had made a left turn without using his turn signal. When West asked the officers why they stopped him, they explained it was due to the turn signal violation.
Turn signal on, made the left. He turned his lights on and told me the reason why he stopped me was because I didn't turn my turn signal on.
Despite West's insistence that he did use his turn signal, the police didn't seem open to hearing his version of events. But there's more to the story. Right after pulling him over, the first officer called for backup, and then they proceeded to search West's car. West recalled the incident, saying, "They surrounded the car with their flashlights, searching all around, and one officer said, 'Look, there's weed right here.'"
The one officer said, "Oh, there's weed right there."
According to West, the police said they found a small piece of weed near his emergency brake. He admitted that he had used weed in the past, but insisted he had stopped since he now had a job and a family to support. At the time of the incident, West was attending school to get his CDL license. Unfortunately, the police didn't seem to listen to his explanations and quickly handcuffed him. They proceeded to search his entire car without giving any consideration to his side of the story.
This lady just pops up and said she was my lawyer, and everything changed.
While West was still handcuffed and his car being searched, a civil rights activist from the local community contacted her attorney friend, Kate Lovelace. Upon receiving the call, Kate hurried to the scene and immediately started representing West as his lawyer. With Kate's presence and intervention, the police eventually decided to uncuff West, who had been restrained for approximately 45 minutes at that point, and issued him a warning instead of further action.
I think it's important that people understand how much that narrative changed and how much the dynamic changed and how different they treated him because some white lady in pajamas showed up without any identification and said, "I'm here to represent him."
Kate's timely intervention was truly a lifesaver because during the incident, West was on parole due to past charges related to guns and drugs. Despite his history, West made it clear that he had become a law-abiding citizen and had spent the last 2 years serving the city of Pittsburgh. He expressed his hope for a community where everyone feels safe and protected, without facing profiling based on their race or the appearance of their vehicle. Lovelace shared her viewpoint, saying that sometimes one needs to use their privilege, and she was thankful that she could do so at that crucial moment. Late at night, a couple was startled awake when police officers unexpectedly entered their home.
Reason to come inside of our house? Are you kidding me?
Why are you in our house?
You see the marked police cars in front of your house.
For what?
For you.
You said my door was open? Yeah. There's cameras all over here, buddy.
Good.
Step out for what? I'm in my boxers. I'm waking up. What time is it?
Margie's right here, bumping up. There we go.
Hey, put the baby down. Come out.
For what? What's going on?
You still haven't told us why you're here.
So come out here now, or we have to go in there. And we don't want to have to go in there with you and the baby in there. So it's best for him to just come out.
Do you have a warrant?
Yes, we do. So come out
I'd
now.
like to see it, please.
Come here.
I would like to see it now.
That's not how this works.
However, the couple stood firm, raising concerns about the legality of the intrusion and insisting on seeing a search warrant. The officers dismissively ignored their request, which further fueled their frustration.
He doesn't come out here in about a minute, we're gonna end up going in there. So record all this.
I am.
The couple's unwavering insistence on their rights began to make the officers uneasy, causing them to reconsider the aggressive nature of their operation.
Bro, just come outside, bro.
I'm coming, bro. Relax,
Putting shoes
man.
on.
Damn.
All right,
Now, put your hands out of your pockets. But this isn't a joke. Turn around, put your hands on your head, walk backwards. Turn around, put your hands on your head, and walk backwards.
Even though the couple cooperated with the officers, the police persisted with their unjustified and groundless demands. The entire incident, which was a clear infringement of the couple's rights, was recorded on camera, revealing the unlawful tactics employed by the police during their poorly informed midnight raid. Back on February 26, 2017, something happened to Jesse Bright, who was working as an Uber driver that day. While he was driving a passenger to their destination just a few miles away, he got pulled over by the Wilmington police. As soon as the police stopped him, Bright took out his phone and started recording the encounter. This didn't go down well with Sergeant Kenneth Becker, who asked Bright to stop filming. However, Bright stood his ground, insisting that he had the right to record the encounter.
I can keep recording you.
Turn it off and take a jail.
For recording you, I'm sitting in my car holding my phone.
Despite Jesse Bright's attempts to reason with the sergeant, the officer showed no interest in listening and persisted in demanding that Bright stop filming. Sergeant Kenneth Becker quickly asserted his authority, making it abundantly clear that he had the power to arrest Bright simply for recording him.
What are you arresting me for? I'm sitting here in my car. I'm just recording in case anything happens.
What Sergeant Kenneth Becker didn't know was that Jesse Bright was not only an Uber driver, but also a defense attorney who drove for Uber part-time. When Becker tried to stop Bright from recording, he even falsely claimed that there was a new law against recording police officers on duty. However, unbeknownst to Becker, Bright was well informed about the law and knew more about it than the sergeant did.
What are my rights?
I hope so. I know what the law is.
I know the law. I'm an attorney, so I would hope I know the law.
Despite Jesse Bright's persistence in standing up for his right to record, Sergeant Becker resorted to intimidation tactics. He insinuated that Bright should hope there was nothing incriminating in his car, implying that they might find a reason to take further action against him. Additionally, Becker threatened to bring in K-9 units if Bright didn't comply with his demands. These actions were an attempt to pressure Bright into stopping his recording and submitting to the officer's authority.
So here's your license. We're going to wait for K-9 because I don't know if he might have dumped something under the seat and you don't want us to look. So we're just going to have K-9 come out and smell.
Despite Sergeant Becker's indirect implication that cooperating meant stopping the recording, Jesse Bright remained steadfast and continued to film the incident. The officer claimed that Bright had taken his passenger to a drug house that was under surveillance. In response, Bright asserted that he only knew he was taking the passenger to the requested destination, and as an Uber driver, he does not know his passengers personally or have knowledge of their intentions.
I mean, if he threw something under the seat, it still has nothing to do with me.
Okay, but it's in your car. I'm not saying it has anything to do with you, sir.
Although stopping someone over suspicions of drug-related activities might be seen as a legitimate reason, the sergeant's discomfort with being filmed is puzzling. When faced with Bright's knowledge of the law, he expressed skepticism, commenting, "An attorney and an Uber driver?" Bright then clarified that he drives for Uber to help pay off his law school loans, highlighting the diverse ways people may support themselves while pursuing their careers.
I showed him my way bill. I really am just driving Uber for some extra money. I don't know where these people are going to and from.
After detaining Bright for about 20 minutes, the officer finally believed him when he presented his attorney card, and then he allowed him to go free.
Understand my frustration? I'm just at work.
I should.
I
absolutely do.
All
Where's
right.
your registration? Just hold on a minute.
After the incident, Bright decided to upload the video on social media, and it quickly became popular online. Many people saw the recording, and it even got the attention of the authorities. Wilmington Police Chief Ralph Evangelist acknowledged what happened and said that they had started an internal investigation to look into the matter. Chief Evangelist wanted to make it clear that it's completely legal for citizens to take pictures and videos of people in public, including the police. He encouraged people to do so if they feel it's necessary, as these videos can be helpful in protecting both the police and the public and provide important information during interactions. Bright also had some advice for the public. He said that if you ever feel like the police are stopping you without a valid reason, you can start recording what's happening. He pointed out that the video showed how the police might try to lie or trick people into doing what they want. Being aware of your rights and standing up for them can make a big difference in such situations. In April 2023, a man named Ryan from Kent, New York, had a troubling experience with the local police. It all started when the police got a call about a suspicious person, but the description they received didn't match Ryan's appearance.
No, thank you.
Yes.
No, thank you.
No, come here.
Are you detaining me, sir?
Yes, I am. Stop.
For what crime?
Stop. I'm detaining you. Turn around.
For what suspicion? What is your reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime?
Yeah, multiple calls about you.
Ryan decided to record the entire encounter on his phone, asking the officers repeatedly why he was being detained, but he only received evasive answers. Chief Kevin Owens was also present during the incident and seemed dismissive, even laughing at Ryan's concerns about his freedom.
What is your RAS? It's funny? My freedom is funny to you?
Even though there was no valid reason to do so, the police still handcuffed Ryan and kept him in a patrol car while they continued their investigation. Strangely, the microphones on the police officers were turned off during their discussions. However, a Ring doorbell camera footage later revealed that the suspicious individual they were looking for was not Ryan, clearly showing that they had made a mistake. Despite this evidence, Ryan remained in detention for an extra 3 minutes before being released, without any apologies or attempts to rectify the situation.
Another guy going around.
That looks like me?
Sweatshirt. Well,
You have to find that out before.
After the incident, he took the initiative to record the badge numbers of the officers involved and lodged a formal complaint against them. Now, he is considering taking legal action and filing a lawsuit for the violation of his constitutional rights during the unjust encounter.
No, I'm not done here. What is your name and badge number, sir?
It's right here.
That's what you tell the judge? What is your name? Can you
This concerning event underscores the significance of being aware of our rights and the importance of ensuring that law enforcement is held accountable for their actions. After Aramis Ayala finished her lecture at Florida A&M University College of Law, she was driving home when the Orlando police stopped her. The officer asked her to show her identification, and she did so without hesitation. Realizing she was an attorney, the officer asked, "What agency are you with?" To which Ayala responded,
I'm the state attorney.
All right.
The officer's reaction indicated that he was encountering someone who had a strong grasp of the law. When Ayala asked why she was being pulled over, she was informed that the officer had stopped her because a check on her license plate didn't show any results.
I've never seen it before, a Florida tag. It's never come back to anything before.
Ayala informed the officers about the law, clarifying that license plate information on state-issued vehicles is kept confidential, so it's normal for the check to come back empty. After her explanation, she questioned why they ran her license plate in the first place. The officer responded that they routinely check for stolen vehicles, but in doing so, he unintentionally admitted to making a wrong assumption. To cover up the mistake, he added that the dark-tinted windows were another reason for the stop, even though he didn't have a tint measure to confirm it.
The windows were really dark. I don't have a tint measure, but that's another reason for the stop.
After the officer explained the reason for the stop, Ayala responded with a smile and politely asked for their business cards. The brief and somewhat awkward conversation ended when the officer handed over his card. While Ayala didn't publicly share her personal thoughts on the incident, it sparked a strong reaction from the public. Some saw it as racial profiling, while others pointed out that the officers treated Ayala differently than they would an ordinary citizen. In response to the concerns raised by the public, the Orlando Police Department provided an explanation. A representative from the department said, As you can see in the video, the window tint was dark, and officers would not have been able to tell who or how many people were in the vehicle. Ayala also spoke out about the traffic stop, stating, "To be clear, I violated no laws. The license plate, though confidential, was and remains properly registered. The tint was in no way a violation of Florida's law." She added, "While the traffic stop may seem consistent with Florida law, my aim is to foster a constructive and respectful relationship between law enforcement and the community." Ayala extended an invitation to the Orlando Police Department's chief to discuss ways of improving interactions between police officers and citizens.
Have a permit.
For a sidewalk?
In Beaver County, Utah, there was a heated encounter between law enforcement and activists from the animal rights group, Direct Action Everywhere. The incident led to a significant dispute between the two parties.
Let me get my camera on too.
Sure.
Okay.
This is public property.
You're not to be down here doing it.
Curtis Vollmer, who led the group, and one of his colleagues were handing out flyers on a public sidewalk near a local community event. They were trying to raise awareness about the animal welfare practices of Smithfield Foods, a company that had been criticized and faced financial losses due to its poor conditions for animals. However, when they arrived, sheriff's deputies tried to hinder the activists' activities.
I'm going to stand right here and I'm going to tell people not to talk to you.
Then fine, do that.
Okay.
This is great content for us. Absolutely ridiculous. This is
ridiculous?
very anti-free speech.
One significant moment occurred when a deputy attempted to stop Vollmer from filming, which legal experts later stated was an unlawful command. Despite the pressure from the deputy, Vollmer persisted in his peaceful outreach efforts.
These are the people that are trying to shut down Smithfield. Okay?
It's not true.
These are the people that are trying to shut down Smithfield.
It's not true.
This incident exemplified how persistence and understanding one's rights can be powerful tools when dealing with law enforcement's misguided tactics.